Welcome back to the courtroom where timelines go to die. Because today, Ramosepele didn't just challenge the state. He took their entire version of events, folded it neatly, and threw it straight into the legal shredder. Case 163, 10-18. Oh, that thing didn't just come up. It detonated. Watch closely. This is the moment the defense stops arguing and starts excavating the state's contradictions with a shovel.
Now, let us go back to yourself now. Warrant Officer Butele Khumalo has come to this court and testified that you... Lieutenant Colonel, Butele Khumalo has come here to say that you were arrested on the 17th of October 2018. Do you recall that?
Asibuyele kwenake manje uLieutenant Colonel Khumalo bethula ubufakazi ke kuyona lenkantolo wayitshela ke lenkantolo ukuthi ke wena waboshwa nge-17 October 2018.
Yeah.
Yes.
In brief, can you relate the circumstances relating to your arrest on the 17th of October 2018?
Kafushane nje usho njena ke izimo ke owaboshela ngaphansi kwazo noma ke ukuboshwa kwakho ke ngalela langa ukuthi ke kwenzeka kanjani.
Washo ukuthi bafika amaphoyisa athi ayathayiza ungifuna angifunela icala lemeda yango 2016 yawanongoma.
Police arrived. They informed me that they were looking for me and that they were looking for me for a murder case of Kwanongoma in 2016.
Okay, proceed.
Yeah.
Bafika angibopha angithola nesibhamu singekho emthethweni.
Upon their arrival and they arrested me, they found me in possession of an unlicensed firearm.
And Lieutenant Khumalo testified that in respect of that firearm, that arrest for possession of unlawful firearm, you were charged under Nongoma 163-10-2018. Do you still recall that case?
Uma ngesikhathi ke wafika ngasoke la enkantolo uKenel Khumalo watshela ke lenkantolo ukuthi ke kulelo cala uma ngabe bekuthesa icala bakuthesa ngaphansi kwakhe Nongoma case 16310 of 2018 ungabe usakukhumbula yini lelo cala lelo?
Yeah.
Yes.
And did you attend court in respect of, I'm now being specific, I'm not referring to other matters that you had in 2016 for which you were arrested for. In respect of Nongoma case 16310 of 2018, were you incarcerated in respect of that charge?
Manje ke angikhulumi ngamanye amacala ongangenze ukuthi unawo ngo-2016 ngikhuluma ngaleli ke vele ukhuluma ngalo wena manje ukuthi ke ingabe waba sejele yini noma wavalelwa yini ke uvalelwa lona icala leli laKwanongoma 16310 2018.
Yebo la ngivalela kwaNongoma ngakathenda laze la ngigweba eHigh Court eMaritzburg.
Yes, I was incarcerated in KwaNongoma up until my conviction at the High Court in Pietermaritzburg.
And what was, you said you were convicted in respect of Nongoma case 16310 2018. What was the outcome?
Uyasho ukuthi laze lagweba ke imiphumela ke yalelo cala lelo yathini ke sentence.
Yathi 15 years and 2 years enhlava.
It was 15 years and then 2 years for ammunition.
And where were you incarcerated then upon being sentenced on that matter?
Usugwetshiwe ke kulelo cala lelo ke iliphi ijele owaya kulona?
Ngise-Maritzburg ejele Maritzburg.
I was in prison in Maritzburg.
And what's the name of the prison if you know?
Maritzburg.
Okay.
Maritzburg.
Now, was there a time where you were incarcerated at Qalakabusha prison?
Ngabe sikhona yini isikhathi la owawusejele laseQalakabusha?
Yebo ngitrial lapho.
Yes, so that is where I was, in other words, when I was still awaiting trial.
So after conviction, you were removed from Qalakabusha to Maritzburg prison?
Inkantolo isiphothuleke icala manje ila khona ke owase undlulisela khona eMaritzburg. Emuva kokuthi inkantolo isigwebile. Angithi wawutrialela khona ne eQalakabusha.
Yebo la trial eQalakabusha 2021 selimova le Maritzburg.
Oh, okay. I was then, in other words, during the trial, 2019, 20, That was in Kalakabusha, 21,
Yes,
in 2021. Then it was then now transferred to Maritzburg.
And do you have a recollection as to when the matter was finalized, the Nongoma case 163/10/2018 finalized in Pietermaritzburg High Court?
Ingabe usakhumbula yini ilanga lokugcina ukuthi nje kuthiwa hayi ngaleli langa leli ke liqala manje liqediwe lisabuye kusasa. Uyakhumbula ilanga lokugcina elafinyezela qedwa ngalo ke icala leli u-163/10/2018 leli lakwaNongoma?
Ngelanga ngokujula.
Yebo futhi.
Yeah.
Yes I do.
When was that?
Kwakunini?
25 March 2022.
25 March 2022.
Okay.
You know, Ramos Seppele didn't just lead the witness. He dragged the state's narrative into the open. The moment Makimba backed up Lieutenant Colonel Kumalo on 163/10/18, you could feel the prosecution's case lose oxygen. This wasn't a contradiction. It was a direct collision between what the defense is proving and what Janinda's team has been selling for years. Every answer tightened the gap between the real timeline and the one the prosecution keeps trying to resuscitate. The state didn't just look unprepared, it looked exposed. And just when you think the prosecution can't trip over its own story again, the next clip arrives with a fresh stumble. Let's continue listening on.
Now, sir, are you currently in custody?
Njengamanje njengoba sikhuluma nje manje usejele.
Yeah.
Yes.
In which prison are you incarcerated?
Ukuliphi ijele?
Engome for President.
Engome KZN.
Now, sir, let's take you back to 2020. Was there a time when you were approached by the investigating officers of the Senzo Meyiwa case?
Ake sihlehlele emuva ke manje ngo-2020 sikhona yini isikhathi la khona ke abaseshi becala leli lika Senzo Meyiwa beza kuwena noma baxhumana nawe?
Yeah, we were on 2020.
Yes, in 2020.
Do you recall the exact date or the month in 2020 when these officers came to you?
Ilanga ke date noma ke inyanga abeza kuwena ngayo ngabe usayikhumbula?
Mangaphosisa cishe ku-August noma July lapho.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was in August or around July.
Okay, now I want you to elaborate as to when these police officers approached you, what happened on that first time when they came to you?
Ngifuna ukuchazeke ukuthi ke isihlandla loqala ke manje lamaphoyisa eseza kuwena ke ukuthi ke yini eyenzeka.
Osho ukuthi kwafika amaphoyisa ayi-4 kungaba abesilisa abawu-3 oyedwa wesifazane.
4 police officers arrived. It was 3 males and 1 female.
Proceed.
Mabefika babuza ukuthi yimi uqiniselani Makimba Buthelezi ngathi mina yebo.
Upon their arrival, they then asked me whether I was Qiniselani Makimba Buthelezi. I then said yes.
Base beyichaza nabo ukuthi bangobani noma ngasabakhumbula babesha amagama abo nezibongo. Ngingazazi kahle ngajwayele izibongo zakho.
They introduced themselves, or they also introduced themselves. They mentioned their names and their surnames, but I don't know who those names and surnames were because they were not familiar to me. Surnames that were not familiar. Yeah.
Base bengitshela ukuthi bahamba ngecala lika Senzo Meyiwa beze ngalokini.
They then informed me that they came to see me or they came to me with regards to the Senzo Meyiwa matter or case.
Emva lokho base bethi bazongijaja kuthiwa ngabulala Senzo Meyiwa sinomfowethu uMakho.
They then informed me that they were there to charge me that it was alleged that myself and my brother Marco killed Senzo.
Bakhipha ke izinto ababeyiphethe ezikungijaja amaphepha.
They then took out some documents that they had in their possession in order for them to charge me.
Bangijaja bangithatha iy'thupha konke nemina baqeda. Base befonela omunye umseshi.
They then charged me. They were done with whatever they were doing there with those documents. They then called someone else, another investigating officer or detective.
Owathi mayifika yena wafika wangithatha i-DNA wathi uzongithatha i-DNA yamathe wangifaka into la emlonyeni.
That one, upon that one's arrival, he or she then said that they were there to just take DNA samples of my saliva. Then something was inserted in my mouth. Yeah.
Proceed.
baqeda ngase ngithi mina ngicela ukukhuluma nabo ke mase beqeda ukungijaja.
They were then done. I then said to them that once they were done charging me, I would like to speak to them.
Okay.
Ngabe sengibatshela ukuthi mina ubani lo muntu othi sibulela usenzo abangamusho bathi ngeke ngitshela. Ngase ngibatshela ukuthi mina ngo2014 bengisejele omqongana.
I then wanted to know from them, who is this person that alleges that I killed Senzo? They then said to me that they were not going in for to tell me. I then said to them that in 2014 I was in custody or I was in prison. KwaMqongwana.
Okay.
Ngase ngibatshela ukuthi mina noMarco sabosha nge23 August 2013 eBenoni. Sasaphuma ejele nge18 October 2016.
I then informed them. That date, okay. I then informed them that myself and Marco were arrested in Benoni on the 23rd of August 2013, and we were released on the 18th of October 2016.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Yeah, Bokuti.
Babe sebethi hayi bayezwa ngathi mina ngicela bochecka le information engibatshela yona.
They then said to me, okay, we hear you. I then asked them to go and check or verify the information that I was giving them.
Okay.
Kwathi emva lokho kwabacishe kwedlule 2 weeks.
Wait, before we go to that one. Now, when these 4 police officers approached you, at which prison were you incarcerated?
Manje ke ngalesikhathi lesi ngamaphoyisa awu4 eza kuwena ke wawukweliphi ijele?
Angiseqala busha trial.
I was on trial eqala kabusha.
And you said that you were approached by 4 police officers, 3 male and 1 female, is that correct?
Uyasho ke ukuthi ke kwakuwamaphoyisa amane abesilisa abathathu kanye nowesifazane oyedwa.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in what language did these police officers speak to you?
Manje ke uma bekhuluma nawe babekhuluma nawe ngaluphi ulimi?
Abekhuluma isitswana ngangitolekelwa iphoyisa lejele.
They were speaking in Setswana. One of the prison authorities were interpreting or was interpreting for me.
And was there a particular police officer amongst themselves who was leading the questioning, the interviewing, the charging process, or did all of them speak to you?
Manje ke kulamaphoyisa amane ayezile kuwena. Ingabe kwakunephoyisa okwakuyilona ke elalihola ke konke okwakwenzeka ukubuza imibuzo, ukucharge kanye noma babekhuluma bonke ngesikhathi esodwa.
Owayebahola khona wayempufu emncanyana nje. Cishe ngangami ngomzimba yena wayebuzayo. Ngimbuza.
The one that was leading them, there was just this one that was about lighter in complexion. He was more or less my size. He's the one that was leading.
And you say they told you in no uncertain terms that they are there to charge you for the Senzo Meyiwa case, correct?
Ukuthi bakusho ke nje befika lokho bakutshena ukuthi nje babezokucharge wena lapho besokuthathela icala likaSenzo Meyiwa.
Yebo banofakazi othi wayekhona wayehamba nathi.
Yes, and that they also said that they had a witness who that particular witness told them that that witness was present and he was in our company or together with us.
And did they tell you exactly the role that you allegedly played or the role that Marco allegedly played?
Ingabe bakutshena yini ke ukuthi ke wena ke yini owayenza ukona lokho kwenzeka ngalelo langa makubula uSenzo noma ke ukuphi okwenziwa uMarco? Ingabe bakusho yini?
Cha bakusho.
No, they never said.
And during that interaction with the police officers, did they give you what is called a notice of rights?
Ukona ke lokho kwakwenzeka lapho kunephepha ke ngokwamaphoyisa ke iphepha ke lamalungelo phecelezi ke kubizwa ngokuthi ke notice of rights. Kukhona yini abakunika kona okanjalo?
Yebo banginika phela ama rights.
Yes, they provided me with the documents or the notice of rights.
Okay.
Makimba calmly reveals the masterpiece. Investigating officers went on a fishing expedition and somehow caught a man who was already in prison. That's not incompetence, That's Gininda brand imagination, charging someone for the Meiwa murder because someone in the dock implicated him, then discovering he was in prison at the time. That's the kind of investigative work that makes the Constitution sigh. The prosecution didn't need cross-examination. It needed a reset button. But don't blink. The next clip is where the apology tour begins. And trust me, it's not the state's finest hour. Here it goes.
And you say when they were charging you, amongst the processes, fingerprints were obtained from you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Now you say you interacted with the police officers and you told them that at the time of the commission of the murder of Senzo Meiwa, you and Marco were incarcerated and they told you that they're going to verify the information, they'll come back. Correct?
When our sorry. Ukuthi ngesikhathi sokushona noma sokubulawa kaSenzo Meiwa wena wawusejele wena nomakho.
Yeah.
Base bethi bona ke bazohamba bayoqinisekisa lokho batshela kona.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
with respect to that, what then happened after they charged you? You've explained to them that you and Marco were incarcerated. What then happened?
Kwase kwenzekani ke seqediwe yonke into ke wathi ke wena ke cela nje ukubabuza ke noma ubatshele ukuthi ke wena ke wawusejele nomakho ngaleso sikhathi abahambe bayoqinisekisa lokho kwase kwenzekani ke emuva kwalokho.
Marco sesikwaba 2 weeks babuya.
If I'm not mistaken, it was 2 weeks. They came back.
Yeah, proceed.
Uma bebuya bafika ejele ngasebusuku impela. Marco sisi mhlawumbe wangabo past 7 to 7:45.
When they came back, it was at night. If I'm not mistaken, it was past 7, 7:45 when they arrived.
Okay.
Mabefika bafika benomphathi ijele uyaka.
When I got to them, I found them together with the head of the prison, Yaka.
Yes, proceed.
Ehlele office bangibingelela ngavuma. Wase kuba khona ichazayo ukuthi ngalomusana noma uthi uKenneth Gininda noma General Gininda. Kodwa yiwathi uGininda. Nomunye angisazi wayethi ubani naye futhi wayekhomba ukuthi uKenneth. Bese kuba abawuthula ababade bekhona eqaleni. Lo mshado wayengangami wayelida laba befika eqaleni. Be4.
Upon arrival at the office, I greeted, and then there was this particular one who introduced himself. I don't know whether he was a general or a colonel, said he was Gininda, and there was also another colonel, and then the other two that were there previously, together with the one who I said was more or less my size, who was leading from the previous group. Yeah.
Yes.
Bathi mabeqeda kuyichaza basithi uGininda mfowethu uthele sizoxolisa la sesitholile ukuthi ngempela wena noMarco ngo2014 anisejele aze niphume naze naphuma isikhathi oshoyo sika 2016.
Then Gininda then said to me that, Mr. Buthelezi, we are here to apologize. Indeed, we have verified that in 2014, you and Marco were incarcerated and you were released on the day which you provided us with.
Yes, proceed, sir.
Wabeke semvana basithi ke ucela ukuthi ngibhale istatement sokuthi ngempela mina leso sikhathi ngangisejele.
Thereafter, he requested me to write a statement confirming that indeed during that period, myself and Marco were in prison or were incarcerated.
Yes, proceed.
Ngabe sengisibhala ngachaza ngokuthi ngichaza ukuthi ngamchaza ngabachaza 2013 sasiboshwe noMarco sasaphuma.
Then I indeed wrote that, my lord, that in 2013 we were incarcerated and also mentioned as to when were we released.
Yes, proceed.
Yeah.
Wabhala uthe seqedile wasethi ngisayina.
He then continued to write. Once he was done, he requested me to sign and I signed.
Okay. What happened after you signed that document?
Usuqedile-ke ukusayina kwenzekani?
Wabe sebonga ke wayesenginika inamba yakhe ayibhalile ngicathi ayiqala 076 ngoba wayibhale ephepheni. Wathi nayi inamba yami ngicela ubongifonela mangabe kukhona okuzwalela icala. Ephethe nemali o100 efuna unginika khona mthatha mina. Angiyifuni lezi inamba yakho ngizenzani ngoba uthola ukuthi mina noMarco sasingekho lapho yini esazoyihlanisa nawe sohlukana lapho?
He gave me or provided me with his contact details. I think he started with an 076. It was written on a paper. He said that if I happen to hear anything about this matter, I should inform him. He also had money on the one hand, something about 100 rands. Sorry? 100 rands, which he gave me. I then said that I want nothing to do with this. I don't want. What am I going to do with your cell number? I also want nothing to do with the money. Already, you had said, or it was said, that myself and Marco were involved in this matter, and now it has been found that we were not involved. So I want nothing to do with this.
And what happened thereafter, sir?
Kwasekwenzekani emuva kwalokho?
Ngabe sengicela umphathi wejele ukuthi engivisele sectionini endlini.
I then requested the head of the prison to take me back to the section where I'm being housed or was being housed.
Now, after this second visit or approach by the police officers investigating the Senzo Mewa case, was there further or subsequent approaches to you by the police officers?
Emuva ke kwalelo langa lelo ukuthi babezileke bezovakasha ke noma ke bezile bezokubona ke amaphoyisa ngabe laba khona yini elinye ihlandla noma isinye isikhathi la abaphinde babuya khona futhi.
Ayalikho abaphinde babuya ngalo beze kimi.
No, they never came back, that now coming to see me.
This was the collapse that should be studied in law schools. Gininda and his team returned to the same prison, not with evidence, not with clarity, but with an apology, a cell phone number and 100 rand. 100 rand. That's not accountability. That's a bargain bin refund for a wrongful charge. Offering pocket change after accusing someone of murder is the kind of prosecutorial behavior that makes the entire justice system look like it's running on guesswork and loose coins. Makimba refusing the money wasn't just dignity. It was a public rejection of the state's credibility. And if you think the prosecution hit rock bottom here, the next clip shows them digging. Let's continue listening on.
Now, let us go back to this statement that you said Brigadier Gininda asked you to write, confirming that you and Marco were in prison. How was that statement made? Who wrote the statement?
Statement lesike othi Brigadier Gininda wakubhalisa sona ke uqinisekisa ngempela wena noMarco nanisejele ubani senziwa kanjani ubani owasibhala.
Ngisasibhala umunye obabehamba naye.
I think one of the police officers that they were with wrote the statement, but it was not Gininda.
So were you narrating the events and that officer who was a scribe was writing down what you were narrating?
Okusho ukuthi wena wawukhuluma bese kuthi loyo yena abhale phansi lokho kushoyo.
Yeah.
Yes.
And after you had narrated, let me strike that. Let me ask this one. You said what you were narrating to that officer was in relation to you and Marco being in prison. Was there anything else that you narrated to that officer that was included in that statement?
Uyasho ke ukuthi ke inhloso yaleso statement ngokusho kwakhe ke uGininda bakuqinisekisa ukuthi impela ngo2014 wena noMarco nanisejele. Ingabe kukhona okunye yini okwangeza noma ke okwabhala lapho noma kwaba yiloko kuphela?
Lapho ngomtshela ngokuthi sesekuphuma Marco.
Mine just went up to that far, just to inform the person as to where my whereabouts together with Marco.
And you said you were requested to sign that statement, and indeed you signed the statement, correct?
We are sure ukuthi wasucela ukuthi ke usayine nawe ke impela wasayina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, before you signed that statement, was it read back to you?
Ngaphambi kokuthi usayine wasifundelwa yini ngithi sibhaliwe? Wase no.
And then were you given that statement to read for yourself before you appended your signature on it?
Wasinikwa yini ukuthi wena uyifundele emuva kokuthi sibhaliwe?
Azibangile wathi meqeda nje base bethi wathi uGininda yalela lo wayebhala ukuthi angisayine ukuthi siqinise ukuthi ngempela mina noma kusesejele sengibhalile.
No, I was not given the statement to read. After finishing, Gininda then instructed the one that was writing to have me sign, which was now in confirmation that indeed myself and Marco were in custody during that period.
Now, regarding the interaction with the second interaction with the police, where Brigadier Gininda is there, did he ask you about any other people's names that are allegedly involved in this matter of Senzo Meyiwe?
Manje-ke sikhuluma ngaleli hlandla, ukhumbule sikhuluma ngaleli hlandla lesibili-ke lokuza kwamaphoyisa sekukhona noGininda-ke. Ingaba khona yini amanye amagama abanye abantu akubuza ngawo athi-ke nabo-ke babe yingxenye-ke noma babe mbandakanyeka kulona icala leli likaSenzo Meyiwe?
Oh, wangabuza nakhona lapho futhi ukuthi ubani othi nasabulala usenzo Meyiwe. Wabe seveza omunye wabasola balapha enkantolo.
Oh, when I again asked during that occasion as to who is it that alleges that we were involved in the killing of Senzo Meyiwe, he then mentioned one of the suspects before the court, or the accused before the court.
And which suspect did he mention?
Umsola.
It's me.
The witness is pointing, Sibia.
Okay. And then what happened thereafter?
Kwasekwenzekani-ke emva kwalokho?
Ngabe siphela njalo ukuba noGininda ngoba sengitholile ukuthi ubani othi sabulala usenzo Meyiwe.
That is then how my discussion and the Gininda ended, because now I had found out as to who alleged that I was involved in the killing of Senzo Meyiwe.
Now, let's move to a different aspect. Evidence has been led in this court via Brigadier Gininda that there was a witness that implicated yourself and Mr. Ntanzi in the selling of ammunition and firearms in KwaZulu-Natal and Johannesburg.
Manje-ke kunobufakazi-ke obuthuliwe-ke la enkantolo uyena-ke uBrigadier Gininda ukuthi-ke kunobufakazi-ke yena-ke lo fakazi-ke othi-ke wena-ke kanye naye umnumzana uNtanzi ukuthi naziwa-ke ngokuthi-ke nidayisa-ke ibhamu e-KZN kanye futhi nalana eGoli.
Kuliphutha ngoNtanzi angimazi nje. Qala ukumbona nje la enkantolo. Futhi ngishota akangazi.
That is a mistake because Ntanzi is unknown to me. Seeing him for the first time here in court, and I'm also certain that he himself doesn't know me.
And when he was interacting with the late advocate, Mr. Mngomezulu at the time was representing Mr. Sibia and Mr. Ntanzi. Brigadier Gininda said that the suspect that is linking you and Mr. Ntanzi to the firearm gun running and ammunition running was Simphiwe Buthelezi. Do you know anything about that?
Ngesikhathi kwenzeka-ke lokho kwangesikhathi-ke kwakusekhona-ke ummeli kwakuthiwa uyena-ke umnumzana uMngomezulu, ngaleso sikhathi-ke wayewummeli wakhe-ke umsolo wokuqala uSibia kanye noNtanzi umsolo wesibili, ukuthi-ke lapho-ke ukuthi-ke kwakunalo fakazi-ke okwakuyena owayethi-ke wena noNtanzi naziwa-ke ngokudayisa ibhamu kanye futhi ney'nhlamvu ukuthi kwakuwuSimphiwe. Ukhona okwaziyo ngalokho?
Hayi kuliphutha la Simphiwe ngathi nje bamkhulumela iphutha ngoba ngicela nayo Simphiwe ngoba ngakithi amazi uNtanzi ngoba nami ngamazi uNtanzi Simphiwe ngale.
That is not true, and I think they're also saying or telling something that is not true about Simphiwe. Simphiwe being my brother, and I think Simphiwe himself doesn't know Ntanzi, and Ntanzi does also not know Simphiwe.
When a witness calmly dismantles the state's timeline, when Gininda's investigation folds under its own weight, and when the prosecution's strategy starts looking like a group project nobody supervised, you don't call that a hearing. You call it a controlled demolition. We watched a man corroborate Khumalo, expose a fishing expedition, survive a wrongful charge, reject a 100-rand apology, and still stand firmer than the state's entire narrative. And the prosecution. They weren't presenting a case. They were sweeping up their own debris. So here's the real question. If this is how the state performs under basic cross-examination, what happens when the defense stops holding back? Because after today, one thing is clear. The prosecution didn't lose control of the case. The case lost control of the prosecution. Thanks very much for watching. And if you have made it thus far, you have my heart. Please remember to like, to share, to subscribe. Drop your comments down below. Until next time, I'm Skybridge. Goodbye.